What is up, guys? Fred here, and welcome to part 3 of our 8-parter series on the top 3 best support cards for Clan Collection Volume 1 and 2. In previous videos, we've already covered Aqua Force, Angel Feather, Bermuda Triangle, Dark Irregulars, Dimension Police, and Gear Chronicle. Today, we will look at Genesis, Gold Paladin, and Granblue. As usual, I'll include my personal deck list at the end of this video. Reprinted cards won't be included in our top 3s, as my goal is to help you guys find out what are the best support cards you need to get your hands on for the upcoming Clan Collection Volume 1 and 2. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. First up, we have Genesis. Let's have a quick look at all 3 new cards we have for the clan. First up, we're getting Witch of Oranges Valencia. Her skill reads, auto, when this card is put into your drop from soul during your main phase, cost, bind this card, choose 2 cards from your drop, put a card from among them into your soul, and put a card from among them on the bottom of your deck. Then auto, rearguard circle, at the end of the battle this unit boosted, cost, put 2 rearguards in the same column as this unit into your soul and draw a card. So she includes herself. And then Witch of Ravens, Chamomile is coming back. Her new skill, auto, from soul, at the beginning of your battle phase, if you soul blast a total of 3 or more cards this turn, you may call this card to rearguard circle. Then auto, rearguard circle, when this unit attacks, this unit gets power plus 10k until end of that battle. At the end of that battle, retire this unit, this effect is mandatory. Then we have the gorgeous Goddess of Good Luck Fortuna. Her new skill reads, act, Vanguard Circle, once per turn, cost, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1 or more cards. Look at cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of Soul Blasts for this cost, and put them on the top of your deck in any order. Then auto Vanguard Circle, when this unit attacks, choose any number of your rear guards, and Soul Charge 1 for each unit chosen. Then finally auto Vanguard Circle once per turn, when your damage check reveals a trigger unit, get an imaginary gift force. So if you have a good poker face and you enjoy deck stacking, Fortuna will probably be a lot of fun for you. And it's been proven that in the right hands, deck stacking builds are deadly. Now let's have a look at our first top 3 card of the day. Battle Maiden Mihikari Hime. Her skill reads, auto, on rearguard circle, when placed from hand, reduce the next time you soul blast by 3 until end of turn. Basically, Mihikari Hime legit gives you a free top 3 check with Fortuna. As soul heavy as this Genesis build is, she's pretty necessary to maximize everything you can do in a single turn. 1 card in exchange for 3 free resources. The math is pretty simple here, right? And then at number 2, Cosmic Regalia CEO Yggdrasil. Her skill reads, continuous on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle, all of your rearguards with a Divine Gauge get boost. Then, if this unit is on Vanguard Circle and it is your opponent's turn, those rearguards cannot be affected by anything of your opponent's cards. And then her other skill, act on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle again, once per turn, cost. Counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 Regalia of Fate Norn, call it to Rearguard Circle. Shuffle your deck, choose up to 2 of your rearguards, and put up to 1 card each from your soul face down as a Divine Gauge for each of those units. Yggdrasil is your main support rearguard. I mean, she deck thins for your main combo pieces, and that way she just filters your deck for more opportunities and more odds to hit triggers, thanks to Fortuna, which you'll want to stack on her, because you probably guessed it that Norn is coming up, and if you know Norn, you know that Yggdrasil is gonna attack more than once, and you want to capitalize on all triggers you're gonna put on her. So Yggdrasil makes the top 2 because she will be the tool to maximize the outcome of hitting triggers. And now our first number 1, Regalia of Fate Norn. Her skill, act on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle once per turn, cost, Counterblast 1, draw a card, and choose one of your rearguards. You may put a card from your soul face down as a Divine Gauge for that unit, if you put a card soul charge 2. Then auto, rearguard circle once per turn. At the end of the battle it boosted a unit with Regalia in its card name, aka Yggdrasil, cost. Discard a card from your hand and one of this unit's divine gauges. Stand the unit that was boosted and that unit gets power plus 10k, drive -1 until end of turn. So Norn allows restands on a unit with X amount of triggers. Best way to put on pressure, best way to damage deny your opponent if you get those crits, and furthermore, if you don't like your top cards that you see with Fortuna's skill, then no problem, Norn is just gonna activate her skill, take one out of there by drawing a card, and then if you put divine gauges, you soul charge 2, so 3 blank cards that are out of the way, and then onto the triggers you dug up. Despite having the Regalia name, it's pretty known to Genesis player that her and Yggdrasil are pretty much two of the best generic cards you can have for the clan, as they just go with each other, you play both of them in your deck and you're good to go. Being a reprint, I didn't mention her, but that grade 2 promo card that they are having in this set as well works perfectly with Yggdrasil and Norn. You get those two out, you activate Fortuna's skill, and then you call that new grade 2, swing with Yggdrasil, and it's pretty much up to your opponent to see if they want to get that drive check. If they guard it, you stack all triggers on your Yggdrasil, and the new grade 2 just basically copies all of it. So it's going to be a great pressure turn, which is pretty cool. Now let's move on to the glorious gold paladins. First, let's see who's coming back. On grade 1, we have Fast Chase Liberator Josephus. Josephus' skill, auto. When this unit is rode upon, you may look at the top card of your deck. If it is a unit card, you may call it to rearguard circle. Then auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle from deck, cost Soul Blast 1 and countercharge 1, then cost Soul Blast 1 and draw a card. Then grade 2, Liberator of Royalty, Paladin. His skill reads continuous on rearguard circle during your turn. If your rearguard was placed from deck this turn, this unit gets power plus 5k. Then auto on both Vanguard and rearguard circle. When this unit's attack hits a Vanguard, you may look at the top card of your deck. If it is a unit card, you may call it to rearguard circle. And then another beloved Bluish Flame comes to the fray. The Bluish Flame Liberator Prominence Core. Its skill, act on Vanguard circle once per turn, counterblast 1 and retire a rearguard. Look at 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose up to 2 unit cards from among them, call them to rearguard circle, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. If Bluish Flame Liberator Percival is in your soul, choose up to 4 cards instead of 2 cards. And its other skill, auto, on Vanguard circle, when your rearguard is placed until end of turn. That unit and this unit get power plus 3k. If that unit is Oath Liberator Aglovale, and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit's original crit becomes 2. I have to admit I was a Bluish Flame main back in the day, so I am really stoked that core is making a comeback. I know at first the community seemed to think that he was kind of lackluster, but the results that are coming out of Japan are pretty promising actually. I mean, it pluses like crazy because it's pretty easy to put Percival into soul thanks to Aglovale, and Heal Guardians being a thing now, the trend has been that the games are getting kind of slower a bit. So no first grade 3 ride, rush, and a game. The more the game extends, the more all of the resources that core provides are important. And that's what makes this deck a pretty good contestant in the metagame that's coming. And now let's have a look at its top 3 support card. Listener of Truth, Dindrain. Her skill auto on rearguard circle when placed by your card's ability. Cost Soul Blast 1 and draw a card, or countercharge 1 and this unit gets power plus 3k until end of turn. We just mentioned all of the card advantage that core can bring to the table. Dindrain is basically just another tool for that. Need CB? Fine. Want cards in hand? Fine. If you run her and Josephus, your odds of hitting one of these two from the top 4 of your deck thanks to core's skill are pretty high, and both of these cards generate even more cards. So that's pretty neat. And on to number 2. Cloudwing Eagle. Another skill that's pretty straightforward. Auto on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle. When your other unit is placed, this unit gets power plus 5k until end of turn. Activates when Guardians are placed. Do not be fooled by that 5k being printed on the bottom of this card. It's actually a tremendous beat stick. At minimum, bare minimum, it's gonna get plus 18k. And that is if you call it from the top of your deck thanks to Core skill. If you already call him this turn, Core will give it 3k, then you activate Core skill, call 4 cards from the top of your deck, there's your additional plus 20k, then everything else is just icing on the cake. Percival, Aglovale, Battlefield Skull from Paladin if you want to play him. Remember that its skill activates when any card are placed and not superior called. On minimum average, it's gonna hit for 40 to 50k every turn. So in a deck that multi-attacks, these numbers are pretty important. So yeah, Cloudwing Eagle. Go dig him up from that shoebox. You're gonna need him. And on to our number 1. Are you surprised? It's Bluish Flame Liberator for Shibalu. Its skill continuous on Vanguard Circle. All of the units on your additional Rearguard Circles get power plus 5k. Then auto on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle when placed. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost, counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand. Get an imaginary gift Excel, search your deck or drop zone for up to 1 Oath Liberator Aglovale, call it to Rearguard Circle, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. This ability may only be used by a card with the same card name once per turn. Though Aglovale is being reprinted, Percival ain't, and you're gonna need him. And it's not choice restricted for no reason. Generates a unit, he creates another Rearguard Circle, he draws you a card on top of that, you need him for Core skill. Yeah, no surprise there. Percival, get him. And our last clan of the day, Granblue. Let's see what are the 3 cards they're bringing back. First up, Sea Strolling Banshee. Her first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, Foolish Burial. Then her other skill, auto, Rearguard Circle. At the end of the battle this unit attacked or boosted, you may discard 2 cards from the top of your deck. Then if one or more trigger units were discarded, cost, retire this unit and draw a card. Then number 2, we have Pirate Belle, Pinot Blanc. Her new skill reads, auto from drop. When Young Pirate Noble, Pinot Noir on your Vanguard Circle attacks, cost, counterblast 1 and retire a Rearguard. Draw a card and call this card to your front row Rearguard Circle. Then continuous on both Rearguard and Guardian Circle, this unit cannot be attacked and this unit gets shield plus 5k for every 3 trigger units in your drop. Follow it up with Young Pirate Noble, Pinot Noir. His skill reads, continuous Vanguard Circle. During your turn, all of your front row units get power plus 5k for every 3 trigger units in your drop. Then auto, Vanguard Circle, once per turn. When your Pirate Belle Pinot Blanc is placed on Rearguard Circle during your turn, cost Soul Blast 1. Discard 2 cards from the top of your deck and activate all of the trigger effects of the discarded cards. So, Pinot Noir and Pinot Blanc generate an additional attack, and Pinot Noir's skill basically acts as an additional twin drive. Granblue is renowned for generating profit out of your drop, and now with his skill, you will turn your blank mills into gold. With Columbard and Negrobone being reprinted in this set as well, it's gonna be pretty easy to build, in my opinion. And it looks super fun. So let's look at its top 3 card now. Greed Shade. His skill, continuous on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle during your turn. If your drop zone has 10 or more cards, this unit gets power plus 5k. Then auto, Rearguard Circle. When placed, cost, discard a card from your hand. Put 2 cards from the top of your deck into your drop zone and return a card not named Greed Shade from your drop zone to your hand. Greed Shade toolboxes your drop. He helps set up your hand for your big turns and basically makes your drop act like a second hand, literally. He's gonna help you put cards you don't want in your hand as well into your drop. So yeah, he's pretty much a must-have, I think. And being reprinted last set, he's pretty accessible now. Yep, you want Greed Shade. And then comes number 2. The Fuel of Nightmare, Dragon Undead Skull Dragon. Its skill, Continuous, in hand, this card cannot be normal called. Then Continuous on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle. During your turn, this unit gets power plus 2k for each card in your drop zone. Then Auto on Rearguard Circle, at the end of the battle that it attacked, retire this unit. Living up to its name, Skull Dragon is our hammer. I mean, with Pinot Noir we get 4 drive checks, 4 chances of hitting crits. Putting them on Skull Dragon, better have a PG. I mean, even 7Cs run Skull Dragon. You had to see this one coming. And moving on to our last number 1 of the day. Skeleton Sea Navigator. His skill reads, act on Rearguard Circle, cost, rest 2 rear guards, and put 5 cards from the top of your deck into the drop zone. Pretty simple. Have you noticed the trend of the simpler the skill, the better the card? So yeah, Navigator is your accelerator, and now thanks to Pinot Noir counting the trigger units in your drop, no matter what you mill with this guy, it's value. Be it Skull Dragons, be it Negro Bones, be it triggers. I mean, what will you mill except for maybe your next ride if you're great stock? That won't be useful. You pretty much want to activate it at least twice as fast as you can, so you can maximize on your Negro Bone skill and your Green Shade skill, and once you're done with him, he's just retire fodder for your Pinot Blanc. As I mentioned earlier, it's like your drop is your second hand, so this guy expands your second hand for 5 cards. He might not be the prettiest, but he sure as heck is a must-have for this deck. Well, that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe if you're new and you enjoyed it. As I mentioned earlier, my personal deck lists for these 3 clans are just coming up, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.